Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends. Welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenador Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today's Tuesday, February the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. You know, it's a wonderful thing to have you a Valentine's Day partner. I'm doing without this year, but hey, it's always y'all are my Valentine's Day fans, and so there you have it. Anyway, we got some happy birthday shout outs going out to Rebecca Huggins, Janie Arthur, Dylan Watson, and Bryan Vaughn. So without further ado, here's a birthday shout out for the four of you. Hey Rebecca. Hey Dylan. Hey Janie. Hey Bryan. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I must say. You know, you're 1 more year older today, so a happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey Bryan. Hey Dylan. Hey Janie. Hey Rebecca. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I must say. You're 1 more year older today, so a happy birthday to you, I say. I said a happy birthday to you, I say. Well then, let's see here. How about that? We got that. We got the birthday show. Happy birthday to all of you, and many, many more. All right. Now, Bryan Vaughn. Let's see. No, let's see. How about some Shin Show shout outs for my fans? Savann Murphy Beason, Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley, Joyce and Ernie Hale, Diana Gray, Mary Majaducon, Jalbuna, Lynne, and Sweet Sunny Day Girl, aka Rachel, and Lori Moore, aka Lori Taylor, aka Thumper. Shinsho Share, that's right, Doug Bell, aka Steve Clary. And then my Pokey pal, Lynne, and Julie Regot. So Lynne got mentioned twice. Yeah, we're gonna drop one of them out because, well, she's in there with the Pokey pal. Amen. Amen. All right, let's see. She is up there twice. How did I do that? Did I put her up top or did I put her down? Yeah, I got her there and there. Let's see. We'll just backspace. Wake up. Backspace. Backspace. Go to sleep. Wake up. Cut that. Paste that. Select all. Paste that. Go to sleep. There we have it. All right, now we're all good. Now we're all good. Sorry about that. Had to fix some things up. Don't want to have things all misconstrued, do we? All right, here we go. How is about a weather forecast for the St. Charles viewing area for the next 5 days? Yes, that's right. Next 5 days. Actually, today it was raining. 56 degrees out there, but it rained a lot. It kept on raining. Rain. But anyway, it's going to change. It's going to go right back to where it was. Don't you know? Doesn't it always, though? It's got a wind advisory also, though. Some rain and a little wind makes for an exciting day. It sure does. Well, I guess it just doesn't want to be that way. It never does. There now then. everything just kind of changes. Okay, here for the remainder of the day. Tuesday, Tuesday, November the 14th. For the rest of the remainder of the day, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures around 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be south to southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. That looks like a door popping open tonight again. Mainly sunny skies for tomorrow, though. Wednesday, February the 15th. Mainly sunny skies, high temperatures of 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be west to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies early, followed by increasing clouds, with showers developing later at night. Low temperatures of 39 degrees Fahrenheit with winds north to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 60%. And how about this one for Thursday, February the 16th? Rain showers early with overcast skies later in the day. High temperatures of 44 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chances of rain 40%. Cloudy early with partial clearing overnight expected. Low temperatures of 22 degrees Fahrenheit with winds north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for Friday, February the 17th, sunny skies with high temperatures only 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be west to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clearing skies overnight, low temperatures of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for Saturday, February the 18th, a mixture of clouds and sunshine in the morning, followed by cloudy skies during the afternoon. High temperatures of 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies overnight with 36 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures and winds south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast, Sunday, go to sleep. Sunday, February 19, generally sunny skies with high temperatures of 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies in the evening with more clouds for later at night. Low temperatures of 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds west to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that, my friends, is your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. All right. Time to go off on the state again? Yeah, sure enough. Got it. Bad hurts. Okay, here we go. Time to go off on the state one more time. How's about this? How do you fit 4.5 hours into 4 hours? I'll tell you how you do it. You take a 4-hour shift and actually a 2.5-hour shift. You take a 2.5-hour shift. You start, you clock in to your 2.5-hour shift. And within 30 minutes or actually within an hour of your 2.5-hour shift, you clock in for another hour another 2-hour shift. Okay, so now you're working 4 hours at the same time, not not two 4-hour shifts. You're working 4 hours at the same time within the same length of time. You're working 2 4-hour shifts because you clocked in for your first 2.5 hours, or your first 2.5 hours you clocked in. Then an hour and a half later you clock in for your second 2.5 hours. So now you're clocked into 2 4-hour shifts. Two 2.5 hour, two 2-hour shifts, and you haven't even finished the one before you're already starting into the other one. How does that figure? I mean, yeah, I got my whole 4 hours worth of time in 3 hours and 15 minutes, or 3 hours and 30 minutes. Is that right? Does that make any sense to anybody else? No. And not only that, like I said yesterday, you have to lie to get done in time because, and it's a catch-22. The state says, here is your tasks for today. So you sign in, you log in to the client's house. Now you have X number of hours to get accomplished X number of things, units. X number of units to get accomplished X number of things. Okay, let's say you got half of the tasks done. So you've logged in, you've got half of the tasks done, but you have to log out now because your time is up. Now your time is up, but you only got half of the tasks done. You can't log out. You cannot log out unless you have marked off every one of the tasks. So you've got, say, 8 tasks. You only had 4 of them finished. Well, you can't log out without marking off the other 4, regardless of whether you got them done or not, whether you had time to get them done or not. You have to mark off that you did them. So you lied to the state. At the same time, you sign out for one and now you signed in for the other, and whether or not you get those tasks done also or either, you still have to sign off that you done those too or also. Okay, either way, now you've lied to the state. The state, you had to lie to the state, otherwise you couldn't clock out. All right, so now you've clocked out. The state has it in their little block of time that all the tasks were met. In that length of time, all the tasks were met, although they weren't, but you wouldn't let us sign out without marking them off. So now we have lied to you. You have me pigeonholed into an area that says, okay, all those things can be accomplished in that length of time, regardless of whether they were or whether they weren't. And no, they were not. But wouldn't let me clock out without signing off that they were done. Liars, and you've put me in a pigeonhole spot. A catch-22. The job wasn't done, but it had to be marked off so that I could change, so I could go and lock and clock out. It's a catch-22. State, you are really messing things up. You guys just don't. Besides that, I got another question. Okay, we've got homemaker score. Okay, I have 3 different parts of my program. One is homemaker chores. So that's HHC. And then I have APCs, which is advanced personal care. And then I've got personal care. APCs and advanced personal care and homemaker chores, all three get paid different amounts of money. Okay, so if those all three get paid different amounts of money, basically what they end up doing is they average all those prices out together, and then they pay a straight flat rate pay for uh, all three of the services. Okay, if if the state had it their way, they would be each paid a different. One person would be paid three different wages per um, job that they were doing. Okay, so let's say if you're working at the office or whatever, you're talking on the telephone. Now you've got to be paid because just talking on the phone is not the skill level that you're going to be using if you're using the computer. Now you're looking at the computer and you're using the computer. Well, now you've just changed your pay grade. So you get to go up in price. You get to get up, you get more money now because you're working on the computer. Now you're going back to the telephone. And so you're on the phone. Now you've got to drop your wages again and change back to the lower wage because it doesn't take as much skill to use a phone as it doesn't take as much brain as it does to use the computer. Now let's say we go down to low tech and we start using a pen and paper to write stuff down. Now we're even less than the telephone and we're less than the uh, computer again. So now we got to change our pay scale again. Is this right? Is that the way it's supposed to work? Well, that's the way they've got it in the home health agency, in the home health care department. Each task is more or less wages, and yet they pay they they get away with that. The whoever has designed this system is really I have no clue. I can't understand how state legislature gets away with setting this stuff up. I mean, they're just pigeonholing people like me. Okay, so I'm supposed to go to a nursing home because I don't have the correct corresponding number of hours it costs. It's more efficient instead of paying out 155 hours a week. No, a month. 155 hours a month. Is that right? Yeah. 157 times 45 is correct, right? We'll try that. I think it's 7 times 45. Where's my calculator? 26.25. 7 times 3.75 is 2.65 hours a day. And we're going to time that, I mean, not a day, a week. And we just times that by 4. 105. 105 hours a week. I mean a month. 105 hours a month. Now, I'm not sure what they pay $27 or $21 or $22 an hour at 105 times a month. So we'll just put that 25 times $2,625 a month. So you're paying out $2,625 a month. Now they say that that's cost efficient. If I go over that amount of money per month, then I should be in a nursing home instead, because it's more cost efficient to put me in a nursing home because they'll charge less than that 2,600. They charge less than 265. 2,000. They charge less than $2,625 a month to keep somebody in a nursing home than they do to keep them in their home. Is this true? No. No, it's not true, because they charge them like 6,000 and some odd dollars a month for a nursing home. So how do you figure? Somebody go figure that one out for me. I tell you, it's just a mess, folks. It's a mess. And I'm trying to figure out a way around it, trying to figure out something to do. But speaking of that, I'm looking for a nighttime caregiver again. Really getting desperate, folks. I'm really getting desperate. I hope we get something going on here shortly, because it's crucial. It's getting right down to it. My nighttime caregiver that I have right now is really needing to go. I mean, he's put off his plans for almost 3 months now, and that's not right. It's not right on his benefit. It's not right on anybody else's benefit. It's just not right. He shouldn't have to be putting off his plans. And now the state has got me down as living with a roommate. And if he moves, I'm home alone again, which is what I used to be considered home alone. I live on my own, which I do. I live alone. I have a nighttime caregiver. So there you go. But that all needs to change. I need to get back to the state and say, hey, look. And I've tried to talk to him. I've tried to get through to him today twice. But they're not answering my calls anymore. I don't know what's going on. It's really messed up. But I'm going to get this all straightened out. I have to take this stuff to the state legislature or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Anyway, let's my voice isn't up to par for a song, so we're going to go ahead and just tell a birthday story. Tell a little story to the kids. Hey, kids. All right. It looks like we're going to be telling the tale of Peter Rabbit. Sure, why not? Peter Rabbit. Hey, kids, jump up on the couch, jump up on the bed. Wherever it is, you rest your sleepy little head. TV Grandpa is about to lull you off to sleep with a small tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, There were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. "Now, my dears," said Mrs. Rabbit one morning, "you may go into the fields or down by the lane, but do not go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an incident there, and he was put into a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I am going out." Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella to the baker's, and she bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Now Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, they were good little bunnies, and they went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden, and he squeezed under the gate. Now first he ate some lettuce, and then some French beans, and then he had some radishes, and then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But round the end of the cucumber frame, whom should he meet up but with Mr. McGregor? Well, Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out some young cabbage, but he jumped up and he ran after Peter, waving a garden rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Well, Peter was most dreadfully frightened, and he rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, and then the other shoe among the potatoes. And after losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster. So I think he might have gotten away altogether if he had not unfortunately ran into a gooseberry net and got caught by his large buttons on his jacket. Well, it was a blue jacket with big brass buttons. Yep, it was brand new also. Peter gave himself up for lost, and he shed big tears, but his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows who flew down to help him. Excitement and implored him to exert himself. So Peter Rabbit. So anyway, Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled and wiggled, and just in time, leaving his jacket behind, and he rushed into the tool shed, and he jumped smack into a can, which would have been okay, except for the can was full of water. Whoops. So anyway, Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot, and so he began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently Peter sneezed because the water had made him a little bit chilly. Phew, he says that Mr. McGregor was after him in no time, and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. Well, the window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter, and so he went back to his work. Now Peter sat down to rest, and he was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp and sitting in the can. Peter sat down. Oh, after a time, he began to wander about, going limpity, limpity, not very fast, and looking all around. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat rabbit to squeeze underneath. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood. Now Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only looked for her, she only shook her head at him, and Peter began to cry. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish, and she was very, very still. But now and then she would dip the tip of her tail into the water and twitch it as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. Now he went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe scratching the surface of the garden. Peter scuttled underneath the bushes, but presently, as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon the wheelbarrow, and he peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Peter got down very quietly off of the wheelbarrow, and he started running as fast as he could go along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Now Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the woods outside the garden. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. Now Peter never stopped running or looked behind him until he got all the way home to the big fir tree. Now he was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole, and he shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and the pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a 7 day or in 14 days. I'm sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter, 1 tablespoonful to be taken at bedtime. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, they had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. The end. There you go. There you go, kiddos. There's your TV Grandpa story time. All right, here we go. How about the Daily Bread portion of the program? Daily Bread portion of the program today is going to be brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe 2023. The Bible with Briscoe 2023 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2023 will be Leviticus 15 through 16 and Matthew 27, 1 through 26. Don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2023 for your daily reading of the Bible. Rejoicing Love is today's devotion in the Daily Bread portion of the program. And today's scriptures and insights to go with rejoicing love is Isaiah 62, 1 through 5. Isaiah 62, 1 through 5. Zion's new name. Isaiah 62. For Zion's sake, I will not keep silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not remain quiet till her vindicator, till her vindication shines on like the dawn, her salvation like a blazing torch. The nations will see your vindication, and all the kings your glory. You will be called by a new name, then that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. You will be a crown of splendor in the Lord's hand, a royal diadem in the hand of your God. No longer will they call you deserted or name your land desolate, but you will be called Hephzibah, and your land Beulah, for the Lord will take delight in you, and your land will be married. As a young man marries a young woman, so will your builder marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you. And that was Isaiah 62, 1 through 5, rejoicing in love. So there you have it. That's your daily bread portion of the program, brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2023. The Bible with Briscoe 2023 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Don't forget to tune into the Bible with Briscoe 2023 for your daily reading of the Bible. Okay, my friends, hey, that's it. That's the Shen Show in the nutshell, or the Nut on the Shen Show, whichever. I got one more song for you, or a song for you, and it goes like this here. Oh, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. I said, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show, and as always, God loves you, and so do I. So come back and see me again tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here, and I hope that you are too. Hey, you know what? Please like and share. Send it to all your friends just to see if they want to catch on to the Shen Show. All right. God bless you all. Have a good night.